All right, everyone. Welcome back to another week with Those Nerds You Know. My name is Ethan.
I'm Eddy.
And we are Those Nerds You Know.
Hello.
Woo! All right.
What'd you do this week, Ethan?
I didn't play Super Mario Odyssey.
I did that already, but it wasn't last week. Or this week, rather.
Right. I played Metroid Samus Returns and Zelda Breath of the Wild.
How are you liking Metroid,
super
Ethan?
late. It's good.
Yeah.
It's quite fun.
Yeah.
It's
my recommendation.
It was a good recommendation. It is very good. It's very fun. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It's very nice. Gorgeous game. It still is a little bit hard to get used to the controls.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been playing Super Metroid and it's a little bit different, very different. And it's making me want to go back and finish Super Metroid. I don't know which one I'll finish first. Probably Metroid Samus Returns, since that one's more mobile. Yeah.
And it is a bit easier as well.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if only for the weak wall sensor thing that it has.
Gotcha. The
hint giver.
That, like, Aeon sensor or whatever it's called. Yeah, I know what you mean. And so, like, eventually in Super Metroid, you do get an X-ray.
Oh, yeah.
Which allows you to see some things like that, but it's deep in the game. The thing I noticed about this is you get power-ups real fast.
Yeah.
And much closer together than in Super Metroid and, like, the older Metroid games. Because none of the Metroid games are easy. This one's probably one of the easier ones I've played, and it's a little bit more hand-holdy, which isn't the best thing, but it isn't the worst. I like the game a lot. It's really pretty. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Samus. We're here to talk about Mario Odyssey.
Man.
Been getting great reviews. Was a powerful contender for best game of 2017. In most people's lists, it's
probably would have won if it hadn't been for Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild, for the amazing game that is Zelda Breath of the Wild. Yeah, definitely fantastic. So I haven't played any of this. I admittedly am not huge on Mario games.
Or any game.
Look. Got jokes, Eddy.
I got jokes. Got factual jokes.
Factual jokes, yeah, no. I haven't been big on games in years, and so I'm just crawling back into the world of video games, and Eddy's my guide, more or less. So,
except picking up games that I don't recommend.
Yeah, look.
And then being like, hey, this wasn't a great game.
I had a good game in my hand, and I switched it with a bad game. So I had second thoughts, and then I played that bad game. And
it's not terrible. Smash 3DS.
Yeah, but it was not.
It's not like the Wii U game.
It's just not like, because you pick it up. I think I picked it up expecting a Smash experience, and it's not. That's not what it is.
It's very single player oriented, in my opinion.
Yeah, the only thing that I would have benefited from would be like trying out characters and seeing what kind of combos work, and I kind of did that for like 10 minutes with Sheik, and then I was like, I could just do this with my friends. So I was like, I took it back and just traded and got Metroid, and it was great. It's a good decision.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to Mario. I played a bit of Mario 64. I don't think I've played a Mario game really since then, like a true Mario game.
You didn't play Sunshine?
No.
For GameCube?
Nah, bro.
You have a GameCube.
I have a GameCube right there.
Why didn't you get games?
Guess how many games I've ever had for that GameCube?
2.
Ooh, you should be close. Currently, I have 2. 3 is my grand total. I had Turok Evolution, phenomenal game.
Yeah, Turok.
And then I had Wind Waker. Technically, if you want to count, I also had like the Ocarina of Time
the Master
thing that came with it. And Master Quest, yeah. If you want to count that as a separate game, you can. Then I would have 4, I guess. But the other game I had was that I still have is Custom Robo, because it's amazing.
Yeah, Wind Waker's good. Wind Waker is probably my third favorite Zelda.
Yeah.
Under Breath of the Wild and Majora's Mask.
Wind Waker's probably my second favorite Zelda.
Out of the ones you played.
Out of the 4 I've played. Anyway, Mario. I've played 60. I played 64, like I said, but then outside of that, I haven't played anything between 64 and now.
Yeah.
I've only played games, like Mario Kart
and you missed
Mario
some good
Party,
ones, like Super Mario Sunshine,
whatever.
Super Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Galaxy 2. Granted, I've actually never played Super Mario Galaxy or Galaxy 2.
Oh
myself.
My goodness!
And I'll admit that I actually haven't played a Mario upon release since Mario 64. I don't even think I got Mario 64 upon release. But I did get Mario Odyssey on release.
Good.
And it was a very good decision.
Well, gosh, we're about to lose so many listeners. Lose all of our authority.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. My friend had 64, and so I'd play it occasionally with him, and I thought it was a fun game.
Mm-hmm.
It was very cool, revolutionary at the time, really.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, it was
a release title on the 64. So
yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
Nothing else really grabbed me after that. I gravitated much more towards fighting games from then on. Fighting games and hack and slash games and RPGs. Although there are Mario RPGs, and I hear they're great. I've never played them. I have one of them at my disposal now on the SNES, so I might do that.
Oh, the Super Mario RPG on there?
Yeah.
What?
One of those. There's like...
I didn't know it was on there.
There are like 3 or 4 Mario titles on there.
Definitely play that.
I super will. I've played a little bit of the Super Mario Brothers that's on there. I don't know which one it is.
It's probably Super Mario World.
Sure, that sounds right. And there's Yoshi's Island is also on there.
Oh, nice.
And then
Yoshi's Story.
The first Mario
Wait,
Kart.
that's 64. No, you're right. Yoshi's Island. You're right. Super Mario. But yeah, Super Mario RPG is definitely worth a play.
Yeah. But yeah, nope. Nothing else. So just...
So,
take it away.
I talked a little bit about it last week
on
the podcast, but it's the story is nothing new. I mean, Bowser kidnaps Peach.
What?
Oh my god!
What a scoundrel!
Guess what? He's the final boss too. Oh
Is
my
he?
god!
Yeah,
Nintendo's breaking.
That's
walls.
something I've heard. Is that like it's your basic Mario?
Yeah,
story.
I mean the story's not what you play it for though, because I mean Nintendo always has their repetitions. Like Zelda's the only one they go like out of the blue with.
I want to have a discussion about stories in games at some point.
Yeah.
Maybe not this
podcast.
I just it's occurred to me because I've heard a lot of people talking about stories in games recently. Because I've listened to more podcasts, I've listened to more reviews, and it has occurred to me recently that I do not give 2 craps about story in games.
Yeah, I mean,
I honestly don't.
It's true.
And I feel
not many do, unless you play RPGs all the time.
I guess I don't know, but I feel from what I listen to, the reviews and podcasts and things that I listen to and read, I feel kind of like more or less alone in that opinion. I'm just like, I don't really care about this story. Yeah. I care much more about gameplay and just like, but we can talk about that another time. We're here to talk about Mario.
Well, yeah, it's your basic run of the mill Mario. Mario's trying to rescue Peach from Bowser, but now we have an additional character because Bowser's trying to marry Peach, so she has a partner named Tiara. Excuse me.
Right, she has a living hat.
Yeah, Tiara is one of the bonneters, as they're called in the game. Mm-hmm. And that's also Cappy, who is Mario's partner for the game. He's the other main character. He becomes Mario's hat. And so it opens up with Mario battling Bowser in a cutscene. Mario gets blasted from Bowser's airship, and he lands in a very Tim Burton-y world. Very Tim Burton-y. Like,
interesting.
It's basically black and white. The music is very... who's this composer? What's his name?
I knew his name at one point.
I need his name.
Internet help.
Internet.
Free to call on. Do go on. Oh.
I keep wanting to say Led Zeppelin, but it's not.
Yep, that's it. Crushed it. Led.
No, it's not Led Zeppelin.
Composer.
Zimmerman? Mark Zimmerman? What's his name?
Oh, we got this. Composer for... I forgot the first guy's name.
Tim Burton.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I keep saying this Danny Elfman, but is that...
Yeah, that's him.
Is that it?
That's
okay.
him. Danny Elfman. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. Anyway, it's very Danny Elfman-like. It's got boom, 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 boom. It's very reminiscent of Tim Burton.
Cool.
I don't know if that was the intent or not, but it like there's ghosts around, and it's basically the first world that you come to. It's called the Cap Kingdom.
Gotcha.
It has top hats everywhere. If you've played...
Like big, tall, black top hats?
Yeah, exactly.
Sweet.
Have you played any of Super Mario World at all?
On the SNES? Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit.
So there's these little ghosts called Eries that appear in the ghost houses in Super Mario World. And they have they're little dinosaurs as ghosts, and they have little spikes on their back. And the bonitors are very reminiscent of that, just with a top hat. I don't know if they intended that either. But
that's cool. I'm certain they did.
They're little ghosties with top hat, and their eyes poke through. They have big eyes. Very Banjo-Kazooie like eyes, because they put eyes on everything. But anyway, his sister gets kidnapped along with Peach. And
Gotcha.
Mario gets blasted into the Cap Kingdom.
So they're both emotionally invested now.
Yeah. Cappy freaks out because Mario lands in front of him, and they basically hit it off. He gets scared and runs away from Mario, but you go after him and stuff, and they become friends, and he becomes Mario's hat, because Mario's hat gets pretty much destroyed by Bowser. And so yeah. And that's the start of it. Basically, you go through Cap Kingdom. It's a very small... And that's the thing. There's a lot of small kingdoms, and that's fine. Bigger levels probably wouldn't be very good in this game. But you go through the city, the Cap Kingdom. You go up, and you get to the top of the big top hat tower, and you fight the Brutals, which are new enemies as well.
Brutals.
Yeah, the Brutals, they're basically rabbits. And they are basically Koopalings. There's 4 of them, and they're actually the wedding planners for Bowser's wedding. So you fight them one by one through each kingdom that you go through. And Bowser's going through each kingdom to get special items. Each kingdom has their own special item. Well, not each of them, but a few of them do. So, the Sand Kingdom...
are these special items?
Well, the Sand Kingdom has a wedding band. It's a ring. A wedding ring.
Right. And Bowser's trying to acquire these?
Yeah, Bowser's just trying to make his wedding pretty.
So you can have a swag wedding.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
Basically. There's flowers. There's special eternal flowers in the Wooded Kingdom that he makes a bouquet out of and puts flowers in the wedding and stuff. There's a wedding dress, which he wants to put Peach in, from the Lake Kingdom. There's a cake, a special cake that is in the Snow Kingdom. It's like the frosted cake or something like that.
The frosty cake?
The frosty cake. There's sparkling water in the Seaside Kingdom, and there's a stew in the Luncheon Kingdom.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the sparkling water was for. It might be to make the stew even better. But there's constant reference between the Luncheon Kingdom inhabitants and the Seaside Kingdom inhabitants that are hey, these would go great together, blah, blah, blah. But that's fun. So anyway, you're trying to stop Bowser from marrying Peach, basically. The game consists of 17 kingdoms.
17, wow.
17, yeah.
Okay.
Granted,
I was expecting that much.
Yeah, right. 2 of them are really small and insignificant. There's only 5 moons on them. Moons are the currency in the game. Right. Well, not the currency. They're called power moons. Whenever you get onto the Cap Kingdom and you meet Cappy, he also has an airship, which helps you go through each of these kingdoms.
Do they require boots?
Yeah, it
so
requires
fuel.
Yeah, okay. That's exactly it. They get put into this little sphere underneath the sail, and it powers the Odyssey up, and that's the name of the ship, the Odyssey.
The Odyssey.
That's where
that's where we get the name. Got it.
Oh my god.
Title drop. So they're like the stars in 64.
Yeah, exactly. Actually,
I think we gotta get.
But the stars in 64 were to break Bowser's spells on the progression, which was interesting.
Sure. I remember that too.
And to open the doors for the levels.
Right, yes.
And
I imagine there were fewer stars than there are moons, right? There's 4,000 moons.
Well, in total, from the entirety of the missions and stuff, there's 880.
It's unreal.
But you only need 500 of those to actually get the real ending, quote unquote. It's not very. I mean, it's like a postcard at the end. Spoilers. No. But there's a couple other things, but I'll get into that in a minute. But of the 17 kingdoms, 2 are very small. Like only 2 of them have like 5 moons on them, and then 2 of the others are like part of the Moon Kingdom. So there's like a Moon Kingdom. There's a dark side of the Moon Kingdom, and then there's a darker side of the Moon Kingdom.
What?
Yeah. So there's
That's cool.
Yeah, and you need like 200 moons to get to the dark side, and like 500 to get to the darker side.
Is it all? So does this all take place on the moon?
No.
Okay.
That's just one of the kingdoms that you go to.
Oh, got you.
There's 17 kingdoms. Like I said, there's the Cap Kingdom, Cascade, Sand, Lake, Wooded, Cloud, Lost, Metro.
I was about to lose my crap.
No, it's a Metro Kingdom. Which is actually the best one. The Snow Kingdom, Seaside, Luncheon, Ruined, Bowser's Kingdom, the Moon Kingdom, and the Mushroom Kingdom makes an appearance as well.
As it should.
Yeah. So each of them have their own little theme. Like, there's the Cap Kingdom is, of course, the Top Hat Kingdom, where like you meet Cappy and stuff. Mm-hmm. The Wooded Kingdom is all about flowers and machinery to water the flowers, and it's like part mechanic, part forest-y, like part nature. Nature is what I'm looking for. And
agricultural.
Yeah. The Snow Kingdom, of course, has got snow.
It's real cold.
And there's a couple of ones that I actually really love, and I'd have to start with the Metro Kingdom, that takes place in New Donk City.
New Donk
City, and it starts off. Each kingdom has its own like double phase. Like you have the phase where you have to save them from like the Brutals or whatever monsters attacking the city, and then you have to go back through after everything's all nice and pretty and stuff. So with the Metro Kingdom, it's raining. It's in this city. It's very dark and grimy. There's even like housefly or fly enemies that come out of bugs and they fly at you and attack you and stuff. It's really weird.
That sounds strange.
Yeah, no, it's dark and gritty and stuff, and it's really weird for a Mario game.
Yeah, it sounds that way.
Which was their intention. Like, they wanted to make it feel foreign compared to a Mario game. And then after you beat
some kind of weird Matrix thing in a Mario game.
There's a caterpillar that's eating the electricity that you have to kill. And
yeah, you do.
Yeah. And then after that, it's all like bright and sparkly and stuff. Like,
but nice.
There's a character that makes an appearance that hasn't been seen since Donkey Kong, the original Donkey Kong, named Pauline. Pauline was the original heroine in distress.
In Donkey Kong?
In Donkey Kong.
Right,
yeah,
right.
the little
She's
pink
the one you gotta
one
save.
that you have to save from Donkey Kong. Yeah.
That's crazy. I've heard about that. That's cool. So this is the first time she's shown up since then.
Yeah.
Groundbreaking.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And it's so weird.
Strong, independent woman.
Yeah, oh yeah. She's actually the mayor of New York.
Excellent. That's super cool. All right with that. That's fresh.
She's loved by her
Mario.
citizens. And excuse me.
All kinds of new directions.
Yeah, and they gave her a lot of personality because she also sings. She has 2 musical numbers in the game.
What?
That she vocally sings, which is unheard of from Mario.
Yeah, no, that's. I was just thinking about that earlier. It's like I don't think I've ever heard Mario speak.
Yeah.
It's like when we talk about all the dialogue or anything that occurs in these games, it's all just text.
Yeah, and I mean, unless it's a wahoo. Or,
right. Yeah.
I got that. And Peach just like Mario. No.
Because like I'm thinking about how I think Nintendo has announced that they're gonna try and a little foray into animated features.
Yeah.
And then of course they're gonna do a Mario movie. Mm-hmm. And I'm just thinking about that. It's like he's never really spoken.
Silent protagonist. Yeah.
And I'm like, how are we gonna?
It's a good question.
Same with Link.
Yeah. No. They and Samus. Samus had a voice in Other M, but that's the only game she's ever had a voice.
Craziness.
Yeah. They're all silent protagonists.
I'm interested to see how that's gonna play out.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to
But
this.
I mean, Zelda never had a voice until Breath of the Wild. So.
Really?
Yep.
All right.
Everything's been text. So. But anyway, Pauline. I really love Pauline because she is the strong, independent woman that people are looking for nowadays. She doesn't do very much, but she is, she's a figure of power in this kingdom. Like she's the queen. We learn a bit about her because we have to get her a birthday present because it's her birthday or something like that. And then we have to answer like personality questions.
About ourselves?
About her.
About her.
Yeah, we have to like
So we gotta
guess.
read her mind.
Basically.
Oh my goodness.
There's
gracious.
probably hints and stuff in there, but I just went for it, and it's basically the same questions over and over again. So you'll eventually find the proper order. But she's the leader of a band now because you have to actually form a band for her. You don't have to.
Like a rock band?
Yeah. Not
like
really.
a punk rock band.
Like it's more of a pop band, but you have to form it.
She's like Pop Step.
Yeah, absolutely.
From that manga. From that obscure reference.
No idea what you're talking about.
My Hero Academia Vigilantes.
Oh, right. Okay.
Did a whole episode on it, Eddie.
But I haven't read more than the 3 issues.
Zero in. Yeah,
anyway.
New chapter came out like a week ago. I was super excited.
Is it
It's
good?
real short.
No,
I mean, it was great, but all the chapters are short. And it's over before you know it.
And then it gets an anime adaptation, like you want.
Yes.
But
I'm excited just for the print adaptation. Anyway, we're talking about Mario.
So you form this band, and then after you get the band together, there's a festival, and
I've heard of the festival.
yeah, and basically
I've heard good things.
she's performing on a rooftop, and you go 8-bit. There's 8-bit sequences in the game.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it's funny because Mario can change his costumes as well, and the costumes follow through onto the 8-bit. It's pretty cute.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That reminds me of that Link game on the DS where it can go 2D, a link to something.
It's not a Link Between Worlds. It's
it's another one. What's it called?
It's something like Triforce Heroes or something.
Okay, sure.
I think it's Triforce Heroes. Actually.
Yeah, I was pitched that. Someone was talking me up about that when I was talking to them about DS games.
Yeah. He can change into Zelda's clothes if he wanted to.
Interesting.
At one point, yeah, why not? But it's funny because Mario can actually change into the wedding dress after the game too.
Good stuff. I think I'd stay in that.
Yeah, a lot of people do. But anyway, the 8-bit sequence is basically you playing Donkey Kong. Like you have to go jump over barrels and stuff, and then eventually you get to Donkey Kong and knock him off. And then
Donkey Kong's actually there then.
Yeah. No, well, the 8-bit Donkey Kong.
Right.
Like,
the enemy
not
Donkey
the
Kong.
actual like 3D Donkey Kong. But it's a great sequence of events because Pauline singing in the background are her voice actors. And it's playing as you go, and it's super hype. Like it's crazy good. Just hearing like
cool.
basically the theme of the game in the sequence, and it's just like a great like break from everything that's happening. Like you don't like you're still looking for moons because there's like a hidden moon in there as well. But it's pretty fun. You get a multi-moon for finishing it, which is like 3 moons in one. Yeah. You usually get those for like boss fights and stuff.
Gotcha.
But anyway, that's the Metro Kingdom. Like it's very New York City-ish.
Right.
The dark side of New York City, and then the light side of New York City, where it's beautiful and fun. And one of the really cool things about this game, and I'm talking about it now since because it works a lot in the Metro Kingdom. There's no fall damage.
Oh, that
so
sounds
you can
lovely.
jump off of the top of the buildings and sail down, and just there's like a stun animation from him like hitting the ground hard.
Okay, but you don't take damage. That's really cool.
But you don't take damage, so you can sail off the top of anything.
Wouldn't that be nice?
And you can even prevent like the stun if you throw Cappy like at the last minute to hover in the air.
I got hurt just today in Zelda
Oh, yeah.
because I didn't judge something right.
Yeah, I've died from fall damage a lot in Zelda.
Luckily, I haven't died since like early on, but I just get too paranoid, and I'm always like popping up my like inches from the ground, just popping my
your paraglider.
Yeah.
But the Metro Kingdom's fun. It's very New Yorkish, like I said. Bowser's Kingdom was interesting because it was very. It's basically like a Chinese festival with Chinese.
Is he like the parade dragon that they're pumping out?
Well,
on the street?
there's a few things like that. Like his face like appears on everything, and it looks very Eastern Dragonish,
right?
In its situations and stuff. But the architecture, it's like it's very Chinese or even Japanese. Like it's Oriental.
That sounds really cool.
And like the music is ridiculously good because it's got
this game sounds a lot more diverse than I was giving it credit for being.
Yeah, no, they're like
as far as all the different areas.
Each kingdom is incredibly different from each other, except for like the Seaside Kingdom and the Lake Kingdom, which fall under my didn't really like areas.
Gotcha.
But I'll talk about it in a second. But like there's fireworks and stuff, like dancing flags in the air, and it's very red.
It sounds very red, yeah. Sounds like it would be super duper red.
But it like there's paper walls and stuff where you can transform into things, which I actually didn't mention at all. You know, from the beginning of the
way to review. This is how we do.
You know,
we hold things back for our viewers.
Well, you throw Cappy on enemies or things, and you become that thing.
Right. I think that's something that probably everyone has understands about the game.
Basically. But there's little like woodpecker birds that you can become, and you can stab the beak into the wall and flick yourself upward or in any direction.
What?
It's super fun.
That sounds super cool. So when you throw Cappy onto something and Cappy possesses that thing.
Cappy, I don't really know how it works, but basically you throw it and Mario's psyche gets sucked in.
So what happens to Mario's body?
I don't know.
The world may never know.
I don't know if Nintendo's gone into detail about this, but I mean, he basically gets.
Well, we want to know, Nintendo.
Yeah, I guess
you tell us first.
Cappy is sort of like a portal into the subject's mind, and Mario can just freely jump into it entirely. And they manifest a mustache and blue eyes.
That's good.
So that's the thing.
A mustache.
Yeah. Each thing that he possesses, it shows his mustache and his blue eyes.
Can you take over other human beings?
Yes.
That's
in the Metro Kingdom, there are like 2 or 3 instances where you have to throw yourself onto the human to control what they're controlling. So, like, for example, there's a race car, an RC car that you have to control.
Gotcha.
And the human is, like, trying to drive it. But once you throw yourself onto him, you control the RC car to get the moon that's there. Things like that. That's really the only...
You ever take control of a woman?
No.
Ah.
No.
What?
No.
Just be a woman with a great big old mustache. That'd be my favorite thing ever.
There's a VG Cat comic strip where he throws it onto a woman and she's pregnant. So he gets sucked into the baby and her stomach has the mustache on it. It's pretty fun.
That's good.
But anyway,
I'd love for him to just... I'd love for that would be hilarious DLC for Smash Bros. If you just give him a final smash where he can possess a character.
Yeah, and just walk him off the edge.
Hilarious. So he's get a big mustache and walk off the edge. That would be so great.
I've actually seen a few comics where like Mario is possessed Link, and he just goes on a rampage on all his enemies. And stuff.
That sounds great. Drops a sword and just starts jumping on everybody. Yes.
Good artistic licenses there.
Yes.
But but that's the thing. What was I talking about?
We were just basically talking about transformations. About how
the little bird where he can like flick itself onto other areas of the walls. Like you can reattach yourself and flick and continue going that way. That was one of the more fun transformations. There were a few frustrating ones, like the Podobo, which is the fireballs, the jumping fireballs. You can possess those, like little fireballs with the two eyes.
Yeah. I think I've come across those. You can be those.
Yeah, so you can be those.
So, is there anything that you can be that's not immediately necessary for the plot or for the game? Like, because obviously you've mentioned some that we have to be in order to pass a game, in order to get a moon. Is there anything that they were just like, here, you can just be this? And are all those things organic? Can you possess inorganic or non-life form?
Well, something comes to mind. There are little, I don't know what they're called officially, like in the world, but you know those big stone heads that are in like the
womper things?
No, womps. No.
Womps.
Like in the.
I
real
knew a
world.
word though. Look at that.
There are not actually any womps in this game. Surprising. What? Yeah, I don't know. There's
Those are the one thing you can remember. Why didn't you put that in there? You lost Ethan. Ethan will never play this game, Nintendo.
No, there's something like the Womps in Bowser's Kingdom, but they basically throw a stamp down rather than launch down themselves.
Right.
But so in the real world, I don't know exactly where they are.
Our world.
But they're like huge stone heads with the big noses.
Yeah, Easter Island heads.
Yeah. That's it. That's them.
Yeah.
So there's something.
You know, they recently discovered that they have bodies underneath them.
I did see that.
It's crazy.
It's like, did nobody think to check?
They've just been buried up to their head. It's crazy.
But anyway, there's creatures like that in the Sand Kingdom, where if you throw your hat on them, you can walk around. But they also have shades that if you put them down, you can see invisible paths.
What?
And that's basically that's the only thing I can really think of.
You can become a nose pass.
Yeah, basically.
That's funny.
That's what they are. Because they have little feet and but
what Pokemon did you recommend I play first?
Of
the newer ones.
X and Y.
Side note, everybody. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, Sun and Moon's okay, but
I hear X and Y are kind of hand-holdy. And I hear Black and White are ridiculously hard in comparison.
Probably. I mean, it's been so long since I played Black and White. But yeah, I mean, they're pretty hand-holdy, but, you know, so is Sun and Moon, honestly.
Nah. But anyways, sorry. I have a tangent. I will control myself. Mario.
Sand Kingdom. Sand Kingdom wasn't really that fun, actually. That's one of the ones I didn't like either. The first kingdom you come to is the Cap Kingdom, which is really small. It's pretty linear as well. And then you come to the Cascade Kingdom, which is lots of waterfalls. Very pretty. It's very green. It's kind of prehistoric as well.
Ooh.
So there's
is that where the T-Rex is?
Yes, that's where the T-Rex is. Like that's the first transform. Well, it's the second transformation you come to. The third actually. Because you go up to a frog.
Get your story straight. Yeah. Come now.
In the Cap Kingdom, you have to become a frog to bounce upward to higher platforms. In Cascade Kingdom, the first thing you come across is a chain chomp. You can become a chain chomp. You know what those are.
Yes, I know. Okay. Look, Eddie, I am well informed on Mario, as I've demonstrated with my Womp.
Yeah, your Womp knowledge. Yeah.
Look, so I'm still going to be thinking about this, and I'm still going to ask you this, postulate this statement, this question to you, even though you probably don't know the answer as you have demonstrated.
Okay. Thanks for the vote of confidence.
Cappy is not necessarily possessing people. He is...
I think he's becoming a portal to...
Right. He's allowing Mario to possess people.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know why. I don't know how.
He's got a bond with
Mario throws him onto them, and he gets
Mario.
sucked into the creature. And Mario doesn't realize it until he's being sucked in. So it's not even a mutual thing. It's like, I don't know.
He just hops off of Mario's head.
Well, you throw Cappy.
Okay, yeah, okay.
For an instance, you might think that you're killing the thing that you're throwing it at, but instead of killing it or damaging it, you become you get sucked in. So Mario was pretty surprised by it in the first cutscene that you come through.
Huh.
So he was definitely not expecting it.
Question.
Okay.
Has Mario used his hat to kill things previously? Is that just a trait of Mario?
It's very new.
Okay.
It's definitely a new feature.
So he was just like, go, buddy, kill this thing. And then he was like, whoa, this isn't what I expected. I feel different.
It's more like Cappy's the one controlling his... Wouldn't that be something? Cappy was actually controlling Mario
the whole time. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's like, is Cappy just possessing Mario this whole game? And we've been playing as Cappy.
That's just a theory. A game theory. No, but Mario is obviously in control the entire time because they conversate with each other. Or Cappy conversates with you, telling you what to do and how to do things. That is really weird, though. You know,
like, what if just some random other person with a hat showed up who didn't have his normal hat?
Wouldn't that be a thing? That'd be a weird...
What other characters with hats?
Luigi battle with Mario. It's like, who can possess something first and destroy the other brother?
What if, like, Indiana Jones just fell in? He didn't have his hat. And Matt Cappy's just like, I can be your hat. Yeah. We just gotta go save this broad. Mm-hmm. Why? Well, because she's wearing my sister. That sounds weird. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But don't worry, I'm controlling you now.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, it's just... Cappy's a bad guy. Calling it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Matt Pat's done something with game theory
probably.
on Cappy.
We'll check in, and if they have, we'll know they've ripped it off of us. Who are several months late and have done little to no research on this, obviously, aside from playing it in your position and me
I don't know
knowing
lore.
what it's called.
The lore of Mario Odyssey. That's what we're here for. But yeah, you possess things and they aid you. Like there's not very much anything that you can just have fun with. You can do something with it. Like each thing has its own purpose, usually pertaining to where it is, because you can't actually exit the level or the area that you possess them in. So like there's in each kingdom there's like small like other levels that you can play, like mini games to get rooms and stuff. You can't take the enemies or whatever you're possessing out of the area that they belong to. So each thing has its own purpose.
So you can't ride the T-Rex under the Odyssey and just travel over
unfortunately
the snow world
in
where
fact,
you would probably die anyway because it's way cold.
In fact, you can only take the T-Rex for a limited amount of time. Granted, you can like...
So is there like a
there is
meter
for
each one?
The T-Rex. I don't think there is
just the
T-Rex because it's so big and powerful.
Gotcha.
He makes a comment on it, but you can jump out of the T-Rex and jump back in to reset the timer. But that's the only one that it actually makes you have a time limit on.
Gotcha.
I don't know why. It's really weird, actually, now that I think about it. I don't think I've ever tried it on other things because I haven't really needed to possess them for a longer amount of time.
Have you ever tried to possess anything that you didn't need to possess?
Like
just for funsies and see what would happen?
Not really, no.
Okay.
I don't experiment a lot in my games, Ethan.
Eddy,
I just do what's required of me.
You gotta learn how to play this game.
But
I've been playing Zelda for weeks. I've done one Divine Beast. I've just been
but
goofing off
Zelda's
the rest of the
a lot bigger than Mario Odyssey.
Okay.
In terms of exploration and stuff. But what was I saying?
I can't wait to review that.
Oh, Zelda?
Yeah,
it's gonna be good. You have to beat it first.
Again, nearly a year late. That'll be our thing. We'll review stuff a year after it's out.
There you go. It'll be discounted somewhere. You can get it for free on Amazon or whatever.
Yeah.
So there's a challenge with Mario Odyssey. There's only actually 5 possessions that you have to do to make it through the game. And there are like 28 things that you can possess, like in the list. So they're not required. Like most of them aren't required. because you can do so much. Like
Right.
you can control Mario.
Figure
so easily.
it out a different way.
There's definitely ways to get around and stuff that you don't have to possess things for. But I think there's only 5 that are required.
Gotcha.
But yeah, Bowser's Kingdom was fun. It's very Chinese celebration-y. It's very good, like fireworks and things, bombs that explode into pretty colors.
Yeah,
It's so pretty. That was one of my favorites.
Bon junk.
Yeah. Cap Kingdom was really fun too, just because it felt like Tim Burton. Like it felt like something out of like Nightmare Before Christmas or something. And what was my 4th one that I enjoyed? Let me see. Cascade Kingdom. I said that one too because it's very pretty, prehistoric. The music is like that's the Cap Kingdom introduces you to some nice music, but Cascade Kingdom is where it like the orchestra like comes in fully and like blasts you off your feet with its beautiful arrangement. But as for the ones that I didn't really like the Sand Kingdom because it was too big with nothing in it.
It was in a gigantic sandbox.
I mean, basically, it was like, and I get that they were trying to do like, oh, it's a desolate wasteland,
right.
out there. But I mean, you didn't really have to do that, especially for like it being the third kingdom.
Oh, okay, so it's early on. And
it's super early, and I was kind of worried because you're only in Cap Kingdom for like a few minutes if you don't explore very much. Because all you have to do in that situation is go through the pathways and then go up the tower and kill the Brutal or knock off the Brutal or whatever it is. And then you go to the Cascade Kingdom where you can become a T-Rex and you can like become a chain chomp, and it's beautiful and the orchestra's great. And then you come to the Sand Kingdom and it's just nothing. Like there's a small little town, like it's got like Day of the Dead stuff, like the little candy skull creatures and stuff, and it's great because it's pretty. Like the town itself is pretty. It's very, very small though.
Yeah.
Like in the distance you have an inverted pyramid that you have to go to. In the other distance there's like a smaller building, and like there's nothing in between. Like there's sand and hills that you can roll over, but like it was very disappointing. I was like, oh man, I hope this isn't like downhill from Cascade Kingdom. But then, like right afterward, it's like the Wooded Kingdom,
gotcha.
which was very fun, because there's like a gigantic, like you start out in a forest, you go through it, and then you get to the machinery part where it's like this big, I don't know, it's like a factory kind of thing, but it manufactures like things to water the flowers and to keep them safe and things like that. So it's like, it's not like
good machines.
Yeah.
Not evil machines.
Not evil
machines. Like in Ferngully.
Yeah. But there's another part is actually terrifying. If you go
like in Ferngully,
I mean,
as a kid,
I actually haven't seen that movie.
Oh my gosh, Eddie Barry. I'll play Mario Odyssey if you watch.
I may have watched it if like when I was like about
Robin Williams is in it.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah,
there's some spooky slimy slime.
Oh yeah, he's
they like sing stuff.
Yeah, no, he is.
And then
I know about it.
I'm sure you know about it, but you don't know about it. Like we gotta watch.
The slime guy is.
Oh, is it someone?
No, he's. Oh my god, I'm so bad with names. Jesus Christ.
James Earl Jones.
No. He's
Jeremy Irons.
No, he's
Mel Gibson.
No. You're just gonna know names. That's none of those.
Tim Allen.
No.
Tom Hanks.
No, he's in
John Cusack.
Oh my god, I'm so bad with names.
Will Friedle.
No, he's Don't put this in here.
No, this is all
delete everything.
This is all gonna make it. We got this.
He's
All of our listeners are yelling at us.
yeah, I know, right?
Both of them.
Both of them.
Scott and Michael.
Yeah, right.
Don't worry, I'll get this with John Travolta.
No, they're close actually. I know
Alec Baldwin.
I know his face. I know his name, but it's on the tip of my tongue.
Christopher Walken.
He was in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Tim Curry. Jesus Christ. Tim Curry. I love you, Tim Curry. You're a blessing on mankind. No, he's the slime. Like, that's... Jesus Christ. How do we get on this from Mario?
The Wood Kingdom led me to Ferngully, which led to the fact that you've never seen it, but somehow know who plays the slime guy.
Well, he's Tim Curry. Like, how do you not...
Yeah, I'll just go back in, and I'll replace every other actor name we said with Tim Curry.
just isolate it and be like, Tim Curry. And just, like, repeat it on... Yeah, it's great.
Disclaimer, I won't do that.
Yeah, don't do that, because it'll make me even look more silly than how I just looked. But anyway, in the forest area, if you jump off the side for whatever reason, I didn't actually figure this out until I accidentally did it, you fall into the dark woods.
You don't just jump off of everything?
No, I don't jump into holes. Like, it's like nothing.
I jumped into a hole in Zelda. I found this just ridiculously deep looking hole, and I was like, bet you there's something down there, and I just jumped down, and I was like, I'll pull out my paraglider when I'm close to the bottom, and nope, he just fell down, and I lost a heart, and I was like, that was useless. I also tried to get to the mountains in the distance that you can't get to, because you get to a certain point, and it's like, you can't go any farther, and I'm like, I'm on my paraglider, I have half stamina left, and there's water underneath me. I had to like teleport out of there. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah, that's a fun thing, because there's actually a cave that meets that barrier, and like there's nothing there. Like on the edge of the map, it's like, you can't go any farther from here. It's like, okay, well, I feel trapped in this expansive land now. So the dark wood, whenever you fall into it, it's dark and it's wooded. However, there's also I almost said an F the because it's so scary. Like, I can't. It's like there's a T-Rex.
I'm scared too.
There's a T-Rex that's stomping around that you can't see at all. And then
that's like freaking in. Did you see the other day in Zelda? I got to like that. The ruins that are just blacked out. Foggy.
Oh yeah.
And like
you have to fight a Hinox or something.
Yeah, a Hylix or whatever it's called. And like I didn't realize, like, I walk up to where the shrine is, and I look over, and like something's grumbling, and I see his eye. And I'm like, you're kidding me. I can't see anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was scared out of my mind. But it actually ended up being just fine, because I think his sight is impaired as well. Because I stood on a ledge behind a tree, and I shot at him, and I just hit his eye, and I walked up, and I sliced him, and then I back up, hit his eye, walk up, and he didn't move. It was the least eventful Hylix fight I've ever had.
Yeah, you probably like got into that one bug area.
Yeah, I guess.
But the T-Rex is like stomping around. It's a circular area, and you're going through woods and stuff.
No.
And then you can't see very far into it because it is dark. And you suddenly hear him like chuff, like sniffing the air. And then when you turn around, he's suddenly charging at you. And the music goes crazy. And it's like,
super spooky. Is
he
like a skeleton T-Rex?
No, it's a regular T-Rex. With a hat on, so you can't possess him until you actually... until
That's great. Who'd have thought that's the defense?
Yeah.
You're like...
Well, that's the thing. Like, most of the things,
sure
you have to hit their hats off. You have to hit their
That's
hats off before you can take possession of them.
Oh my god!
But he's wearing a hat, and then you have to run him into a tree to get his hat off, because you can't knock it off like normal.
That's great.
And
so like he would never be able to possess Captain America with his helmet on, because it's strapped to his face.
Probably not.
Or Black Panther.
Any headpiece, I suppose.
Oh yeah, you'd be screwed.
No, but they're all hats. Like, it's like you have to knock the hat off before you can.
Iron Man versus Mario. That's something I want to see.
Versus Cappy. Mario with Cappy.
Yeah.
But yeah,
T-Rex.
most of the things are wearing hats that you have to hit them off.
That's great. I would not have thought about that at all. This game just seems to be impressing me and surprising me.
But
play it
you have to
next year.
Good. You have to throw a beanstalk seed into one of the pots to go back upward to the light area. So that's fun. That is terrifying. It's really terrifying at first because you only have 3 hits at any time. But there are like special like hearts that you can get that can increase that by 3 more. But those don't stay. Like if you lose those, you have to find another heart that gives you that.
Nuts.
But it's terrifying.
I don't think I'd last in this game.
Oh, you would. It's fine. It's really easy, like compared to most of the other things, most of the other games. It does give you tutorials, but you don't have to do them. And
so you can just opt out. That's great.
I mean,
Pokemon should learn from that.
Yeah, right.
Holy crap.
There are signs that you can read that tell you how to do certain moves, and through loading the other worlds that you go to, Cappy also reviews the moves that you can do.
Gotcha.
But they just throw you in. Like they don't actually like give you a tutorial on how to do things.
That's good. No, that's great. Of course I know how to catch a Pokemon. I've been playing since Red version. Like, get off. Oh, that annoys me so bad.
Yeah. No, forest tutorials are pretty terrible. But on the right side, they are learning with Zelda and Breath of the Wild, and
heck yeah, Breath of the Wild just throws you into that mess. Like, nah, we'll give you a couple hints on loading screens occasionally.
Yeah, and I mean,
they'll be useful every now and again.
Mario Odyssey is pretty much the same. Like if you read the signs, they will have a blurb of what to do.
Gotcha.
And it won't go away for like 5 minutes, but after that, basically, you don't have to read it again. Cappy might go over it whenever you're loading the other world, but that's about as much tutorial as you get in the game. There is... What else is there? Snow Kingdom wasn't very fun. It was just snowy.
It's very white?
Yeah, it was very white. And the ice was icy, so if you stayed too long in it, you would get damaged, of course. As is common in all games ever. But, I mean, it was okay. Like, I don't know, video games as a whole have problems with water levels. No. And that the other 2 kingdoms...
I don't know what you're talking about. Donkey Kong Country and the SNES.
I don't know, those are still pretty bad.
Greatest water levels I've ever experienced in my life.
They're significantly better than most of the others.
Oh, they're amazing.
But, like, there's the late...
talking about some annoying water levels. Freaking Kingdom Hearts water levels.
Yeah, those are pretty bad. Too.
Oh.
But the Lake Kingdom and the Seaside Kingdom have a tremendous amount of swimming in them. And you can possess Cheep Cheeps, which are the red fish that we discussed last week that you didn't know what was.
Surely.
They're the red sphere fish with the big yellow lips.
Gotcha, yes.
But you can possess those and swim around. There's some purple ones for the ice level that don't get damaged by ice, of course. But it's still...
Because they're purple. Yeah. The color of ice.
Yeah, obviously. The color of Game Green. But they just... I don't know. They were weird. And there are things to collect in the water that can be easily missed. Nintendo.
Same in Zelda. Like, I didn't realize... It took me so long to realize that I could, like, lift things with the ice in the water, or that I could pull stuff out of the water with my magnesis. Like, I just... Yeah.
Yeah, no, the treasure chests and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. Granted, the treasure chests all you get are, like, arrows of fire or
arrows are great.
Rupee.
I'm A-okay with arrows because they're so hard to freaking find. It is unreal.
Yeah.
There was at one point, I told you, there was a point where I found the dragon on the snow mountain and I got there and I had no arrows. I had none, Eddie. I had all versions of arrows that were possible, but I had none of each of them. And I was like, well...
Buy some. Go
I
to
went,
the
I
local
bought some,
market.
and I came back with 100 some odd regular arrows, and like 30 of each of the other ones. I was like, let's
funny.
go.
I was fighting the dragon, and like that was the first time I had experienced the hang time in the air whenever you're drawing it back as you're falling slowly. The super focus or whatever.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize it drained the stamina.
Yeah. Oh, did you fall like from the
I did that twice because I couldn't figure it out. I was like, why is my stamina depleting so quickly? And I did that twice before I figured out.
I never used that when I fought a dragon. I use that when I fight the Hylix things, and then I'll occasionally use it when I fight. Actually, I don't even use it when I fight Lynels. Lynels
are scary.
Lynels are terrifying. No,
super scary.
I just stood on the peaks of each of the mountains that the dragon flew around, and I shot at it with that. That was it.
That's pretty cool.
Lackluster.
But back to Mario.
Yep.
2 of the kingdoms are really small, like I said earlier. They only have like 5 moons.
Right.
There's the Cloud Kingdom, which is where you have your first like mid-game boss battle with Bowser. Like you see him again and you fight him, and but that's all that the Cloud Kingdom is used for, and it's really disappointing because they could have done so much more with it to make it so much more interesting. Because they've done Cloud things before, like especially on Super Mario RPG. There's like a whole kingdom based in the clouds.
Definitely.
Yeah, I know you don't know what it is. You should play it anyway. But like they could have remixed the Nimbus Cloud theme from Super Mario RPG to play it. Like that would have been great.
Excellent.
There's also
opportunity, Nintendo.
Yeah, I mean it's so like there's no reason they couldn't have made that a bigger kingdom, and it aggravated me. There's also the other small kingdom was the Ruined Kingdom, which is basically Dark Souls. And I'm not even exaggerating. I'm not exaggerating at all.
That sounds great.
Because you fight this hyper-realistic dragon, and it looks so weird in a Mario game, but it's so good.
Sweet. Let's do that. That sounds
I need to show you a picture of this dragon.
Okay, everybody listening, just look up a picture of the dragon in the Dark Souls kingdom of Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, it's called the Ruined Kingdom, but you fight the ruined dragon, and
oh yes, this is the greatest.
It's really it's really out of place, but it's so good. And like the Ruined Kingdom,
so cool.
Is just it's a castle. It's a Dark Souls castle that's been destroyed, and you fight that dragon.
That sounds just phenomenal.
And that, unfortunately, that was spoiled for me on Twitter before I got to it, and I was so upset because I would have loved to see that like without knowing going into it.
Right.
But damn it.
It's all right.
But it was still really fun. Like they could have done so much more with those 2 kingdoms, and it really disappointed me. Like I think those are the only gripe. Like that's the only gripe I have about the game itself is that. Well, that and there's like too many moons. Like 880 is like a lot.
Yeah, no crap. Jeezums.
And you don't need all of those to complete the game. Like you only need about 120 maybe, as per the regular Mario games.
Righto. Yeah, that is strange that they would put so many extra ones.
And a lot of them are really easy to get.
Right.
But I had to...
It's strange that they would put so many in, and if, like, just take the easy ones out.
Yeah.
And leave the hard ones, and I'm sure that would still easily cover your 120.
Yeah.
Like, have a challenging game.
Yeah.
That's weird.
But, I mean, being the completionist I am, I did get all of them.
That's fine,
and
Eddie.
Even, like, post-game, after you beat Bowser, you can buy moons for, like, 100 coins apiece. And you can get up to 999, which is the max that you can get. And there's like little special things that you can do, like getting 999 moons will put a top hat on Peach's castle in the Mushroom Kingdom, and it like if you throw Cappy onto it, it makes fireworks and stuff go everywhere. It's really dumb. And like I said earlier, 500 moons is where you can get to the darker side. Dark side of the moon is like a boss rush of all the brutals.
Okay.
And that's basically all it is. The darker side is like a super challenging, like it takes samples of each kingdom, but it makes it really hard. Like you have to do these crazy jumps and fly everywhere, things like that. It's really pretty cool. But
you're pretty cool, Eddie.
Oh, you're pretty cool, Ethan.
What do you think about this game? All in all,
it's great. It's one of the best Marios I played.
Recommend?
Yes.
Worth the price?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
More than worth the price, because I've put like maybe 80 hours into it.
Is there DLC for it?
Not yet. There will be probably some.
Okay.
After seeing the success of Zelda Breath of the Wild DLC.
Right on. I really want that DLC, but I want to finish the game first, I think.
Yeah, probably a good idea. Because if you do like the Master Sword thing in it, it's gonna make you overpowered as crap.
Excellent. All right. Like I told you before, I want to introduce a new segment on this show. First segment, I guess we've ever really done.
Yeah. In
accordance with a review. So we're gonna do this whenever we review things. Not every time, obviously. We'll wait and see how our fans enjoy it. But I'm calling the section "Defend Yourself."
Okay.
So we're gonna do "Defend Yourself" Mario Odyssey style. I've scoured the internet. By that I mean I've looked at a couple of places on the internet. And I found the internet's biggest gripes, or at least gripes that I felt were fun or good or dumb. And I'm going to fire these 6 gripes at you that the internet has brought up with Mario Odyssey. We're going to see if you can defend Mario Odyssey and protect it from total desolation and destruction.
If I don't agree with the gripes. So let's go.
If you can. All right. Gripe number uno. Starts way too slow. It takes like 4 hours to get the scope of the game and everything you can do. Too much hand-holding.
No, absolutely not.
Awesome stuff. Also, I should mention, these are all paraphrased. None of them are literal quotes from the internet, because I didn't want to bother with telling you who they came from.
Because they're irrelevant, to be honest.
You hear that, internet?
But you're all irrelevant. No. No, I'll disagree with that, actually, because, like I said, there isn't very much hand-holding at all. Like, there are signs that tell you how to do certain moves, and Cappy occasionally goes over the moves with you as you progress through the kingdoms, like through the cutscenes. And
you can opt out of stuff like that.
And you don't have to read the signs.
Yeah.
And you get thrown into it immediately. Like, you can jump initially. Like, it doesn't tell you how to jump. It doesn't tell you how to throw Cappy. It's just natural. Everything is natural. It doesn't tell you that you can combine the jumps either. Like, you can triple jump.
Right.
And I told you this last week.
Yeah, you told me.
But you can triple jump into throwing Cappy to hover, jump to Cappy, bounce off of Cappy, throw Cappy again, then dive into him.
Nuts.
And
double, triple jump.
Yeah, and it doesn't really tell you how to do that. Like, it tells you each individual thing that you can do, but it doesn't tell them that you can chain them together or anything like that.
That's really cool.
No, that's absolutely not true at all.
All right, good. That's one. Next up, sir. This game is a straight-up rip-off of Sonic Adventure 1 and 2.
Oh, my God.
It's hard to give a straight face with that. I heard that on the video. I don't remember how the person responded to that. They were responding to dumb things.
What
people said.
Does that even mean? That's those two games are not like. I like Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2.
I think I've played one of them. I'm not. Which one of the Sonic games was the one with the little chows? Or
that's both.
Is that what they're called?
That's both. Okay. Yeah, both of them. Both of the games.
I played one of those, and I enjoyed it.
But Sonic Adventure Battle 2, or Sonic Adventure 2 Battle had more of a chow garden thing that you could raise your chows in.
That's probably what I played.
Yeah. And I like those games, but they're not even in the same category. I don't even understand how that's. That one takes there's a city level.
That's right. They obviously ripped it off of Sonic. Come on, Eddie.
Holy crap!
They're the only two games that have ever had city levels. Therefore,
that's like an 8-year-old comment. Like, I'm sorry.
Probably that is. Yep.
Right. New Sonic's the best game ever. It's not.
Cool. Okay.
No, I'm not even.
So it's wrong.
Jesus Christ.
There you go. Next up, the moons aren't difficult at all. They've been lazily scattered throughout the game, and a small child can find them with ease. It's a child's game with no real depth or difficulty.
Not entirely false. But the levels... I mean, I think that's the point. Like, there are some that are just hanging around. Like,
okay, so here's a question. You said it's only 120 of them are required.
Roughly.
Roughly. Yeah. Could you get to that number, that required number, with just the ones that are laying around?
Yes.
Okay.
Probably.
That's a bit.
And
that's a bit underwhelming.
It's a kid's game. Like, I'm not. It's not. It's not sugar coated.
It's a video.
Like
game.
it's a kids oriented game.
Yeah.
To where kids can play it.
Truth.
And beat the game without too much trouble. But
is there? Is there a harder difficulty option?
No. But
that's something I think would be useful.
But yeah, of course, and I agree. I agree with that. And but there are levels that a child could not beat.
Right.
Like, for example, the darker side and the dark side of the moon. The boss rush, you have to go through each brutal fight without HP, additional HP. Ha! So you have to go through it without healing until you get to the final, like, brutal fight, which they give you 1 heart.
What joy!
1 HP. And you're fighting them with moon gravity. So you have low gravity as you're jumping around and stuff. It's really hard. Like, I had problems with it.
Yeah.
And the darker side is just, it's ridiculous.
Have you ever played Halo?
No.
Okay, well.
I've seen it played.
My point's lost then. Continue. No, like, for anybody any listeners who have played Halo, you can, in the multiplayer, you can mess with a lot of different things, or for at least a couple of the games, and you can turn down gravity. That is the most ridiculous.
It's hard to control. It's really hard to control.
No, it's so nuts. And there are certain like very, very physical weapons, like the sword and the hammer, that will throw you around if they don't kill you immediately, and that's just ridiculous. Mm-hmm. When you have zero gravity, trying to accomplish anything is just so much harder. Yeah, I get that.
But I will agree that it is relatively easy and kiddish in the sense of collecting moons. But if you want that difficulty, mm-hmm. I mean, you have to get the harder stuff.
Right.
Like, there's the mini games in the game are ridiculous sometimes. Like the dark side, or like the moon levels, like, are special difficult challenges. Like and what's funny is that I actually did the darker side first before I went back to any of the other levels, because there's a pre-game, you fight Bowser, and then there's a post-game where you have to go back through each level to collect more moons if you want to.
Gotcha.
That section can be difficult, and I actually did the darker side first, which is like harder versions of the post-game levels through the other kingdoms.
Gotcha.
And I was having so much trouble with it. But no, I would say that it's easy up to a point, and that point is actually finishing the game.
Right.
But post-game stuff is definitely more difficult.
I have heard that. The post-game is significantly more difficult.
Yeah.
So, cool. All right. That's 3 down, Eddie.
3 down. 3 to go.
We're approaching
I don't know how I can handle this
the
pressure.
Majority.
This pressure is too much.
All right. Next up. This one I heard. The controls are lacking. Nintendo had several extra buttons they could have used for many actions, but instead they require motion control actions and occasionally give one button multiple functionality. Essentially, they're missing out on areas where they could have. So, like, I haven't played this, so maybe you can shed light on this to me. So it's like, I've been playing Zelda. Mm-hmm. Every button on the Switch has something.
Functionality.
Has a functionality.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know if that's the same with Mario Odyssey. Are there buttons that don't do things? And are there buttons that do maybe more things than they should?
So the A button and the B button is basically jump and throw Cappy. And the X and Y button do the same thing.
Gotcha.
That is a valid complaint, I would say.
Gotcha.
But you don't really need more than what's given to you. The motion controls aren't necessary.
Okay.
But they do help because they give you like a little bit more speed than what you would normally have if you were just like holding it stationary or whatever.
A little bit more of an edge. That's how I feel about the the tilting in Zelda when you can aim the bow.
Yeah.
Because it's a little less sensitive, I think is what it is, because like it helps you get just that little
pinpoint,
bitty bit, closer to
what
what you're aiming at. Whereas the stick, it just moves it ridiculously. It just moves your reticle just so far and so fast. I'm like, why are you doing this?
But like the motion controls, like you can throw Cappy and then like jerk your motion controls in a certain area or direction, and it will make Cappy go in that direction.
That's pretty cool.
Again, it's not necessary.
How long can you milk that? You throw them really high and just go all over the place?
Well, whenever you throw Cappy, you can hold down the throw button, and it'll keep Cappy out. If you jerk it, he'll snap toward that area, but he'll come back afterward. You can't keep him like out and like, you know. No, there's a limit to it.
That's
but no, I would agree in the sense of there's not a lot of different things that you can do. But I will disagree in the sense that you don't have to do those sorts of things to actually play the game or have fun with it.
Cool. Alrighty. I think you've managed to to keep the game from being destroyed and lost forever. We've got 2 more.
Oh man!
Just if you're feeling brave.
I don't know.
Next one up. The music is unoriginal and boring.
That's complete bullcrap. Like,
yeah, I remember reading something about it. Like, this soundtrack is lame and uninspired and just boring. And you were here sitting here talking about how amazing the music was.
No, that's completely ridiculous. Like, every song is different.
Cool.
The vocal soundtracks, the vocal music is phenomenal. The ending song is a bit cliche, I would have to say. It's funny because actually in the final area there's another vocal track that happens like while you're going through the last part of it. Gotcha. Which is pretty cool because it's very anime like.
That sounds good.
But I guess it could be considered cliche in that sense. But no, I disagree that completely. Like I'm gonna buy the soundtrack because the music is so good. And I've know quite a few people that are doing the same. So
excellent.
It's bullcrap.
Good to know. Internet, you were wrong again.
You're wrong, Internet. Come at me.
Last one. The story is lackluster, predictable, and poorly told.
Well, I mean, we went over that already.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's nothing groundbreaking.
Right.
As much as the music or the controls.
Right.
But, no, it's your run-of-the-mill Bowser captures Peach. You have to go save her. It's
nothing new. But again, like as I said before, I don't really. I probably wouldn't care as long as the gameplay's a good time. Like I'm hearing it is, and it seems to be. I'm all right with it. Mm-hmm. I care about visuals in games, and I care about how I feel playing it.
And that's a good way to describe Mario Odyssey. Is it's not groundbreaking, but it is extremely fun to play, and it's very enjoyable. And I enjoyed every moment that I played it.
And I think that's core for Nintendo. It's like they're gonna make a product that they know everyone's gonna enjoy playing.
They know how to make fun games. Yeah, like not many others do.
It's good. Well, you survived. You defended yourself and your nerd quite well.
Waha.
So hopefully, I kind of like that. I think we'll do more of this segment in the future.
Yeah. Let's get those 8-year-old comments.
Yeah.
It's a copy of Sonic Adventure. Give me a break. That's absurd. I'm still reeling about that. I'm like, how?
I'll show you the video when we get off of this.
Oh my
god. Excellent. So, we are Those Nerds You Know. You can catch us on Twitter at TNYKPod. You can also find us on Facebook, Those Nerds You Know. You can find us on YouTube as well. You can get the pod on Podbean, iTunes, Google Play, CastBox, Stitcher, a lot of other places wherever you normally listen to podcasts. That's probably where this will be. But let us know what you think about Mario Odyssey. Did you enjoy it? Do you have any gripes that weren't mentioned? What are you going to play next? If you've played other Mario games, how do you think it stacks up? give us a list of your favorites and why. But thank you guys for listening so much. We appreciate you. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, do all that nonsense. Give us a nice review on iTunes if you have the heart. But yeah, my name's Ethan.
I'm Eddy.
And we are those nerds you know.
Bye.
Bye.